I'm sure you've heard of van life in the US and maybe even van life in Europe, but have you heard of van life in Japan? For the next 4 days, I'm gonna be testing out what it's actually like to live and travel out of your car in Japan. My partner and I rented this cute little thing and we're gonna be exploring some of the more remote spots around Japan, so I'll take you with us. But first, let me give you a tour of it. This is the Toyota ZIL 480 Skip, also known as our little skipper. Welcome to the inside of Skip. We have up here, it's supposed to be our bed, but we're storing all of our stuff up here. Last night we actually tried to sleep on it and it's a little cramped for 2 people. So I think tonight we're gonna do the couch to bed pull out, which let me show you. I'll show you later how this couch actually turns into a bed, but for now, this is our seating area. This is where we eat and we cook. Right here, you'll never guess it, but there's a fridge under here. Right here, there's a little mirror where I can get ready in the morning. And we're storing all of our skincare and makeup and all that stuff in this little cubby. Up here in these cabinets, we're storing all of our food that doesn't need to be refrigerated. And down below, we have lots of storage in a microwave and a sink that cannot be used. This is the front cab, and my girlfriend and I are from the US, so we normally drive on the left side of the van and on the right side of the road, but here it's the opposite, so it's been a little bit of an adjustment, but we're doing great. Now right here, I'll show you the bathroom, which also cannot be used. Kind of sad, but this is the bathroom. Too bad we can't use it. Nature is the best anyway. There's a ton of cabinets over here in this side of the van. So up here in these two, I'm storing all of my clothes. And in the back one, Sarah is storing hers. For a little backstory on this van, we rented it from Japan road trip in Osaka, but the only issue is that it came completely empty, so we had to find some camping cookware to use for the next few days, which meant that we had to drive around the city and find parking in this massive car. Oh god, what if we can't? What if we can't fit under it? How are we gonna get out? I don't know. There's not another option. Hi, Tori!
Hi, Tori.
Hi. Kind of expensive.
Yeah.
It's $8. We need bowls. That's the most important thing. Just this bowl.
That looks very breakable.
We found the little cooktop, so now I just have to find the cheapest one since we don't really even need it outside of these 4 days. The cheapest one is like 6,000 yen, so not that cheap. Now I have to find a compatible propane thing. Just like in the United States, we're using the app iOverlander to find a campsite.
There's a lot of sites in Japan actually.
Yeah, and we bought a bunch of water jugs, so we should be stocked for the night. We have groceries.
We're gonna go. It's called Picnic Overlook, Superb Sunrise Views. And apparently there's pit toilets here.
Cool. This toilet doesn't work, so we need a pit toilet. Okay, let's get to driving.
Let's skedaddle.
They drive on the left side of the road here, and it has been pretty overwhelming to get used to, honestly.
Do we do tolls or no tolls?
I think we can do tolls because they have an e-card there.
Oh, okay.
Great camping gear for 4 days.
It's like high quality stuff. If you're new here, this is my girlfriend Sarah, and we usually travel in a van in the US, but we're gonna be in Asia for 4 months, and Japan is our first stop. We got these strawberry sandwiches at Mercy Vegan Cafe. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Mercy Vegan.
In Osaka, and that place is so good, but we've been seeing the non-vegan version of these all over the 7-Elevens, and they look incredible, so I was so stoked to find this.
We also just knew we were gonna love this. Like,
yeah.
Strawberries, whipped cream, bread.
It's an angelic combination.
Yeah. So good.
Amazing. 10 out of 10. Last night when we were driving 2 hours to this campsite, there was a town that we passed by called Koyasan, I believe. We saw some really incredible temples, so we're gonna go back there and explore the town more.
We also really need gas.
True, we do need gas. We were pushing it. So let's go. We just arrived to Koyasan, also known as Mount Koya. Koyasan is a sacred place for Japanese Buddhism, birthed by Kobo Daishi, the founding father of Shingon esoteric Buddhism in Japan. It is the center of the Koyasan Buddhist sect with 117 temples, and actually, the entirety of this peaceful town where monks and their families live is a temple covered by temple grounds. This place is so special and sacred, and although I just arrived, I can already tell that it's the most beautiful place I've ever been to in my entire life, so I'm really excited to explore it today. I'm fully convinced that this is the most peaceful town on planet Earth. It's so quiet here that you can just hear the river flowing, and you can just feel the sacredness of everything around you. The birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, it's all so incredible. And the architecture of the temples just makes it even better. We came across this, which is the Kiyotaka Shrine, and I want to take it the whole way to see how far it goes. We've reached the end of the torii gates, and now we're at a shrine, and I saw a flowing water sink over here, and I looked it up, and you're supposed to wash your hands and mouth to purify yourself before going into the shrine. There's a proper way to do it, so I'll show you how. Give a slight bow towards the water basin. Hold the dipper with your right hand to pour water on your left hand. Switch hands and pour water onto your right hand. Switch hands again, cup your left and pour water inside. Use that to rinse your mouth. Do not swallow. When you spit the water out, cover your mouth so as not to be seen. Re-rinse your left hand once more. Pour out the remaining water from the dipper. Dip it one last time in the water for a final purification and return it to its place. And now I am purified.
I like this one. I never tire of admiring the old pine trees and moss-covered stones of Mount Koya. Clear streams on the mountain never cease flowing with compassion. Beware taking pride in the superficial poisons of secular fame and profit.
We got really tired, so we came back to our campsite, and now we're making ramen on the little camp stove. And then we'll probably just go to bed because I'm feeling so sleepy. That town was so cute, and tomorrow we're gonna go explore it more because the sun went down pretty early and we didn't get to see everything that we wanted to see. We might try to do a meditation tomorrow too. We got these ramens from like a natural foods grocery store in Osaka, and they're so good. We ate them last night and we'll probably eat them every night because they're just that good. I'm adding broccoli and tofu to the ramen, but we didn't bring any knives. We forgot them. So we're just ripping them by hand and with our teeth. And, you know, it works. It may not look amazing, but it tastes incredible. There's so much flavor in this.
The packet ramens here, gosh, they are the best. They have so much flavor, so much depth of flavor too, compared to the ramen in the US.
We have converted the table mode into bed mode. I'm so sleepy and ready to go to bed. So good night. coffee.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna eat an egg sandwich and make coffee. Make coffee. It's a 7-Eleven coffee that I put almond milk into. It's so cold up here in the mountains. The air is like very crisp. It's so quiet. I've been watching the birds a lot here. I see them carrying around stuff to make a nest, and it's the cutest thing ever. And honestly, a view like this just makes me feel like I'm gonna cry. It like fills up everything in me with gratitude and peace. I just love being in the mountains. I think it's my favorite place to be in the whole world. And of course, these mountains are hidden in this like perfectly sacred town nearby. It just feels even that more special. Sarah and I woke up this morning and we immediately just started meditating. We did 10 minutes. I could have gone for longer, honestly. It was very, very nice. I used to meditate a lot, like every day, but I stopped at some point, I guess, when I started moving around a lot. I miss the feeling of taking that time for myself to be present and mindful. And of course, I do that in little ways every single day, and I always make sure to be aware of my senses and be present. But the act of like sitting and doing nothing and closing your eyes and just focusing on your breath is very special and different. So I hope to do that more. And it's nice that this little town has inspired us to do that more. Just look at this view. It's so crazy. I can't even like fathom the grandness of it. We also forgot to bring cups to the RV, but you know I love my morning coffee. So we have 7-Eleven, the coffee black, some agave, and soy milk. Really good. There's nothing better than like coffee in the mountains, you know? I don't know, they just pair together. I'm gonna eat this egg sandwich, admire this view, and then get ready for the day. We just got to the town and we're gonna see if we can join the 4:30 meditation with the monks. During this 30-minute meditation led by a monk, we learned the traditional way to sit and where to place our hands. We observed our breath and focused on finding the presence between what we see and what we feel. The thing I love about van life is that it can take you to places you might never discover otherwise, and that's no exception doing it in Japan. We slept nestled in the mountains at night and explored the most historically rich Buddhist temple town by day. This entire week has brought me back to a state of peace, and I'll carry it with me as I continue the next 4 months of travel throughout Asia.